What's something that reminds you of a happy time in your life?
Oh, a happy time in my life.
Yeah.
Ice cream is certainly one of them, but I guess gasoline.
Explain.
Like the smell of gasoline, of like petroleum, I guess, reminds me of ice cream trucks.
Sure.
It was always one of those like serendipitous things, like a surprise thing. There's the ice cream truck. We get to go get ice cream, you know? And so it was happy, but like also like a surprise happy.
I like
so
that.
Like the scent always brings me back to that.
Yeah. Even if you smell it in like a non-ice cream truck context.
Yeah. If I'm just at a gas station and I smell that, I guess like diesel-y smell, I'm like, ice cream.
Wow.
And then everybody around me is like, you're getting gasoline everywhere.
Just pumping it out.
Welcome to Butter No Parsnips. Every week on Butter No Parsnips, your hosts Emily Moyers and Kyle Imperator take you on an adventure through the weird, wacky, wonderful, and sometimes even wicked world of one wayside word. Strange characters, delightful bits, and general joyousness abound. Join them as they test each other's etymological expertise.
Everybody, welcome to Butter No Parsnips. I'm Kyle Imperator.
And I'm Emily Moyers. Kyle,
and yeah,
what were you going to say?
I was going to pretend I knew what your word was, I guess. Start the episode like I was you.
Oh, well, I know what my word is. Should I start the episode like I'm me?
I think that's what Seth would want, so.
Okay. Yes, and now that he's passed, we should follow his wishes.
It's what he would have wanted. What's your word today, Emily?
Kyle, the word I have for you today is Halcyon. 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 Do you know this word, Kyle?
I know this word, Emily.
I'm so happy.
But I'm not sure I could define it.
Oh, well, that makes me feel like you're lying that you know this word.
Well, I know it in context. So, like, I know Halcyon. I always pronounced it Halcyon. Not sure if that is a correct pronunciation or if I was just going out.
It is etymologically more correct, but I think in English we say Halcyon.
Halcyon. It's going to take me a long while to get used to that.
Like, you've got a whole episode.
That's not long enough. I need at least 6. Like Halcyon days or Halcyon times.
That is
like
the
times
phrase.
in the past.
Yeah.
Right?
But what does that mean?
Well, they're like a golden age were Halcyon days.
Yeah, that is correct.
So Halcyon would mean, I guess, I'm trying to think of like in like better time, like better, like golden, wonderful.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah. All fair words to use. Absolutely.
I think cool.
Yeah. Wow, Kyle, you knew
close enough. I didn't even ask about the etymology for this, but
well, let me say the definitions and then we'll get into it.
Yeah. Okay.
So, as an adjective describing a period of time, Halcyon can mean peaceful, happy, prosperous, or sometimes describing a situation or describing the weather. It can mean calm and serene. And then you could also use it as a noun, meaning a period of time that is peaceful, happy, prosperous, or characterized by calm and serene weather, can be a Halcyon.
I've never heard it like that. That's cool.
I think in contemporary use, because it's a rare word, I feel like when it's a rare word, the usage case is narrow. So I think nowadays you really only see it as an adjective, but for a long time it could very easily be used as a noun in and of itself.
I feel like I've looked, because I just like this word, I feel like I've looked into where it came from, but like maybe prior to us doing this podcast.
Do you have any guesses before I dive in?
I mean, it feels to me ancient Greek.
You got it.
And related maybe to a figure, like an entity in ancient Greece.
Absolutely. Kyle, you are spot on.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? In the future, no, I'm not going to waste it because I was going to use Halcyon in a sentence. I'm going to keep that for the end of the episode.
Keister that for later. So, Kyle, the word Halcyon comes to us through Greek mythology. There are older linguistic roots that we'll talk about in a bit, but our definitions of this word are in reference to a story in Greek mythology and a character who shares a name with the word Halcyon. In ancient Greek, her name was Alcuone or Alcyone, Alkuone, with various diacritical markings in there. When these stories were put in writing in Roman texts, the spelling of her name was Latinized to Alcyone, but probably pronounced roughly the same as those Greek pronunciations. In English, based on how we tend to approach ancient Greek names, it's commonly pronounced Alcyone.
Alcyone?
Yeah, it's sort of like a calliope sort of a thing.
Sure.
Right?
It just feels less mystical than either Halcyon or Alcyone. Alcuone.
Yeah.
But sure, Alcyone.
Alcyone. It sounds more like in keeping with our Greek mythology pronunciations.
Mm-hmm.
So in Greek mythology, there are actually multiple Alcyones. Funnily enough, last week we mentioned the Pleiades. One of the Pleiades is named Halcyon.
No way!
Yes.
Emily, impossible. This is insane.
But
is insane.
It's very tangential because that's not the Halcyone that we're going to talk about today.
Still, of all of the connections that could have possibly happened in the world.
Our word today is more often linked to the story of Alcyone and Ceyx, or Ceyx, Ceyx.
Ceyx, cakes,
or Ceyx, because that Y is that funny
right,
YU
the
vowel.
umlaut in Latin.
So the details of the story of Alcyone and Ceyx vary. Obviously, it's an ancient oral tradition story that was later put into writing by a billion different people. The version of the story that is cited the most is the one written by Roman poet Ovid in his 1st century narrative poem Metamorphoses.
I feel like I've definitely looked into the Metamorphoses before, but I feel like only in the fact that people have translated into English and that has been important for some reason. What are Ovid's Metamorphoses? Is it a philosophical work?
It's a narrative poem. It's like one long story that I think just sort of meanders from between a bunch of different characters in Greek mythology. So I think it's just where we get a lot of Greek mythology stories. It's the reason that we have a lot of them in writing, and he tends to be turned to as like the authoritative version of a story, even though we can find them in other places with different details.
It's like the Brothers Grimm of ancient Greece.
He's sort of like a central source for ancient Greek stories, but he himself was Roman, so he himself was transliterating them, and then we translated them into English.
Mm-hmm.
In his version, Alcyone is the daughter of Aeolus, who's a lesser god who's the keeper of winds. And Ceyx is the son of Eosphorus, who's the personification of the morning star.
Oh,
yes. 2 fun facts about that. There are also multiple Aeoluses in Greek mythology. So in some accounts, she's the daughter of the keeper of winds. In other accounts, she's the daughter of a different Aeolus who's a king of a region called Thessaly.
Oh, sure.
Eosphorus, Ceyx's father, it means dawn bringer in Greek, also sometimes known as phosphorus or light bringer, which is often translated through Latin as Lucifer.
What?
Because that's what Lucifer means, light bringer.
God, why did Lucifer come to mean the devil then?
Partially because he's linked to Eosphorus, phosphorus. If you look at the way that pagan myths sort of impacted later Judeo-Christian lore, there's a connection there. But also that was just part of Lucifer's lore, was that he was connected with, I don't know, Bible stuff, but
I don't know Bible stuff.
But that's what his name means. It means light bringer. It's literally loose, light, fair as in fairy.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh, so fun.
So sometimes you'll look at text and it'll say Ceyx is the son of Lucifer, but they don't mean Satan. It's different Lucifer.
It's a different Satan.
Yeah.
Can you imagine it? Hi, name is Ceyx, son of Satan. Different Satan, I know, I get it.
Different Lucifer, don't worry about
Lucifer.
It. It's fine, I get that all the time. So Alcyone and Ceyx are a married couple. They love each other very dearly. An earlier Greek text that tells this story, bibliotheca or library, says that their love for one another was so great that they called each other Zeus and Hera.
Aw.
It's very sweet, but that text also says that this romantic pride was not well received by the gods.
Oh,
because they were
sure
referring to each other as gods when they were not.
But like, actually, we're Zeus and Hera, and excuse me, no one is, I don't know, J-Lo and A-Rod. Was you guys can see how divorced I am from pop culture.
So, per Ovid's version, Cakes goes on a sea voyage. Alcyone begs him not to go, sensing that something terrible will happen, but he goes. Cakes' ship is hit by a storm, and he dies at sea, calling Alcyone's name with his last breath.
Oh,
it's so tragic. So tender.
Beautiful. It is.
When Alcyone learns of Cakes' death, she is overcome with grief. She leaps from a cliff into the sea. But the gods take pity on Alcyone and save her from death. Ovid writes, quote, "She leaped, and 'tis wondrous that she could. She flew, and beating the light air with her wings newly formed, she, a wretched bird, skimmed the surface of the water."
Oh, I'm sorry. They made her a wretched bird?
Wretched, I think here means unfortunate or unhappy.
Oh,
like a wretch is
sure.
like a sad man.
Sure.
So she's a sad bird.
She's not disfigured.
No.
Okay.
No, she's just grieving. Mournful.
This is truly tragically beautiful.
It is. So this is one of the core aspects of this story across all of the different versions, is that Alcyone is transformed into a bird. And this is where I finally get to the etymology part of the episode.
Oh, okay. Wow.
The Greek word alkuon, from which we get Alcuone or Alcyone, referred to a seabird. Alcuone meant a bird.
Oh, a specific type of bird.
A specific type of bird. We're going to come back to that.
Okay.
We don't know where that word originated. Modern linguist Robert Beeks suspects that it was a loan word from a non-Indo-European language. That is just our best guess.
I feel like we've talked about that when it comes to words in ancient Greek myth, that sometimes it can be loan words from like their surrounding nations, because sometimes those myths themselves are loan words from outside ancient Greek mythology.
Yeah. Right? And sometimes the myths formed as an explanation for this word that they don't have a history for.
Right.
Various Greek etymologies have been posited, but we think they're probably false etymologies. One of them seems to go all the way back to the classical period. The word alkuon was suspected to derive from the Greek word hals, meaning brine, sea, or salt, and kieo, meaning I conceive. We'll talk about this later as well, but the myths surrounding these particular seabirds, alkuons, said that they made their nests like literally floating on the sea.
Okay.
So they conceive on the salt.
And Alcyone, her bird form was conceived in the brine.
Sure,
there's a layer
absolutely.
Here. I just like to contribute to myths is what I do.
Yes, we're adding to the legend. So this folk etymology is almost definitely how we got Halcyon with an H rather than Halcyon.
Sure.
Yeah. In Greek text, the word is varyingly spelled with what is called a smooth breathing mark, which is the diacritic that would indicate alkuon, versus a rough breathing mark, which would indicate halkuon. It makes that H sound. And similarly, when the word was transliterated into Latin, it was sometimes with and without the letter H. But it's because they thought it was related to that hals.
The Romans.
And the Greeks. That. Because it happened in both languages.
Because, man, those words are old. Yeah, that makes sense.
So that is a very old suspected etymology.
Wow, that's fun.
Yeah.
What would it be like if they had a podcast talking about it right now,
If Pliny and Aristotle.
And Ovid.
I have no idea if those three people lived at the same time.
Well, yep. Probably not.
I don't think they did.
Probably like thousands of years apart.
No, probably only hundreds.
Ovid lived with the T-Rexes, actually. He rode them to work.
Yeah, that's right. The word came over to English as well. We see Alcyon and Halcyon appearing around the late 14th century, not under any of the definitions that I read at the top of the episode, but meaning, as it did in Greek and Latin, a bird which nests on the sea.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Just meant a bird.
And so this was before we got the other definitions in English. It originally meant a bird.
Yes. Around the late 16th century, the late 1500s, we start to see English texts specifically indicating Halcyon as another word for kingfisher.
Oh,
a specific type of bird.
Yeah.
We don't really know why.
Just because one guy did it and they said, well, that's the thing.
I don't know. Like, there are some species of kingfishers which are seabirds. Not all of them are, but some are.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
I think the belted kingfisher the common kingfisher is not. I think the common kingfisher lives on rivers. Some descriptions of halcyons from antiquity include bright blue plumage, which the common kingfisher has. But kingfishers, don't make nests floating on the sea. In fact, even birds that do nest on the sea, they nest on like the coastline or on rocks. They don't make floating nests, really.
Because it's impractical.
Absolutely.
Dangerous.
Yes. Yeah. Hold on to that thought. Another part of the Halcyon myth is the birds nested in wintertime, which kingfishers don't. They breed in the spring, not in the winter.
Wait, the birds are a part of the myth?
Well, they were written about in antiquity.
The
Halcyons,
myth of the birds.
Yes.
Understood.
It was
not
written
about
Alcyone. Well, yes, because she turns into a bird.
There's so much here.
Kyle.
Layers.
So much. Layers upon layers. Nevertheless, despite the fact that doesn't make sense, it became a common English translation of Alcyon and a common definition for the English halcyon to just mean a kingfisher. The adjective halcyonine or halcyonine, in the style of words like canine or feline, means of or relating to kingfishers.
Love that.
And halcyon itself can also be used as an adjective, for instance, in the phrase halcyon blue, which is the vibrant blue color seen in a kingfisher's plumage.
Yeah, they're very pretty birds.
They are very beautiful birds, absolutely.
And they've got such a distinct silhouette compared to other birds. They've got like a squat beak. It can be long, it can be short, but it's like not flat, but not wide like a finch might be.
Right.
And it's for getting more fish.
Yes. And the birds themselves are like a little bit more squat than you're expecting.
They've got like a buzz cut.
Yes.
I always look at them and think that's a military bird if I ever saw one.
Yeah, they're not like crested.
Yeah.
So the Halcyon Association even shows up in the realm of taxonomy. The family, which describes kingfishers, is Alcedinidae, from the Latin alcedo, another word for halcyon, derived from the Greek alcuon.
Alcedo.
Alcedo.
That's another Latin word?
Another Latin word for halcyon. Yeah.
What was it again? Alcedinidae?
Yeah. Work on that joke, Kyle.
Alcedinidae.
It's spelled like acidinidae. I think sometimes it's pronounced alcedinidae. It's got the AE ending, so the pronunciation varies.
Yeah, it was for BD.
Yeah.
Alcedinidae? This Al? He's Alcedinidae?
I don't know, Kyle. Don't know if I can give it up for that one. So the family, Alcedinidae, that's all the kingfishers. Within that family is the subfamily, Alcedinidae, which describes river kingfishers. Within that subfamily, among others, there's the genus Alcedo and the genus Cakes.
Oh, it's like a little reference?
Yeah. So the scientific
reference.
The scientific name for the common kingfisher is Alcedo athis, and athis is another different, unrelated figure in Greek mythology.
I mean, wow! I'm glad that they're all related. That's really cool.
Now, Kyle, we're pretty far into this episode, and I still haven't explained why halcyon means what we said at the top.
Yeah, no, I mean, I could glean that it's like, well, she was longing for better days, for prosperous days when her husband was alive?
No, that's not even it. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing, Kyle. I never actually finished the story of Alcyon.
Oh my God,
Cakes.
there's more.
I left you on a cliffhanger. Well, not a cliffhanger. She jumped off the cliff.
Yeah, cliff jumper.
I left you on a cliff jumper. So where last we left off, the gods had transformed the grieving and suicidal Halcyone into a bird. In later English translations, they transformed her into a kingfisher, specifically.
Makes sense.
And in fact, the gods transformed and revived her husband Cakes into a bird as well.
The same bird?
No, well, in some accounts, yes. Sometimes they also say he was transformed into a kingfisher. We suspect that Cakes' name is also derived from like a different word for a seabird. Exactly what species of bird Cakes turned into varies by the translation. Sometimes it's a gannet, sometimes it's a gull or a tern.
Any of them.
Something on the water. Of the post-metamorphosis Halcyone and Cakes, Ovid writes, quote, "Meeting with the same fate, even then their love remained. They couple and they become parents, and for 7 calm days in the wintertime does Halcyone brood upon her nest floating on the sea."
So every year for 7 days, Halcyone can be seen on her nest on the sea.
And there's calm weather for her to nest.
So this is an origin story for the birds with a frame story of these mythological figures.
Yes, basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And this is the other recurring aspect of the story, that Halcyone, as a bird, lays her eggs in winter, and the couple has this calm period. In this version, it's a week. I've also seen 2 weeks on either side of the winter solstice as a reprieve from the otherwise harsh weather in which to hatch their eggs safely.
Oh, that's really pleasant.
Yes.
It's like a good tie-in up ending that the gods gave them, you know?
Yes, absolutely.
Could have been a lot worse, as it had been for many other people.
Yes.
That the gods interacted with.
They were like, oh, you know what? We went a little too far killing your husband in a storm. Let's walk it back. But we can't bring you back to life as humans. Yes. We gotta go birds now.
But like modern day memes, it's like, I wish I could just be this little animal and live a peaceful life, you know?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, instead of, what would you do if I was turned into a worm? What would you do if I was turned into a kingfisher?
If we were both turned into birds?
Yeah.
In versions where Halcyone's father is the god of winds, Aeolus, he is named the reason for this calm period. Ovid writes, quote, "The passage of the deep is safe. Aeolus keeps the winds in and restrains them from sallying forth and secures a smooth sea for his descendants."
I may be conflating multiple Greek myths, but is Aeolus where we get the blowy wind face from? You guys couldn't see it who are listening, but you get what face
it was a good
was
Kirby face.
Yeah, it was like Satchmo.
Let's find out. Let's see if I just Google Aeolus, god of wind, and see if I get the blowy face. Yeah, it looks like that is. I'm looking up Aeolus, and it's a bunch of pictures of a face blowing at the sea.
Yeah, or perhaps holding it in.
Right? To give safe passage to his descendants.
I love it. God, I love it. Man, I just want to be a Greek myth. That's all I want in this life.
How do we make this happen for you, Kyle?
Well, you got to kill me first.
Oh, yikes.
In a tragic way, unfortunately.
And turn you into an animal.
Something.
Or a plant, something.
What's my animal, Emily, if you had to kill me as a Greek myth and turn me into something?
What's my Greek myth animal?
Yeah. A corgi?
Oh, see, immediately my brain went to like a deer. And I don't know why.
Emily, thank you. Such a kind thing to say.
You just look Elefine to me. See episode something. Elefine.
Elefine.
So this span of calm weather in the middle of winter came to be known as the Halcyon days.
Oh, so Halcyon days is like a phrase based on
meaning
that myth.
2 weeks in winter when the weather was calm.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And it is spoken about both in terms of supposedly the kingfisher's nesting season, the Halcyon's nesting season, but also in the context of sailing in the Mediterranean Sea.
Sure.
Both are described rather eloquently by 4th century theologian Saint Ambrose of Milan, translated from Latin to English in 1774. Of the Halcyon bird, Ambrose says, quote, "Their creator has taught these little animals to make their nest in the midst of the most stormy season, only to manifest his kindness by granting them a lasting calm. The seamen are not ignorant of this blessing. They call this interval of fair weather their Halcyon days, and they are particularly careful to seize the opportunity, as then they need fear no interruption."
That's amazing. I've always thought of it as, I don't know why, I've always, like, when I thought of Halcyon days, I thought of golden spires, like a really wealthy city, you know,
Sure.
with peace and prosperity, which, I mean, I guess, you know, eventually means that.
It gives the air of like Eden, like idyllic.
Yeah. But like for it to have such a direct relationship to the necessities of sailing life.
Yes. And it appears to be a case where the Greek myth arose as an explanation for a real phenomenon.
Oh, sure, for like the calm of winter.
Well, so in this area specifically, something about the latitude and the changes in barometric pressure in the Mediterranean causes this midwinter stretch of low winds, sunny days, warmer temps. There's just like a mini spring in the middle of winter, and it's like a known thing in Greece.
I love that. I love that. I guess I'm going to go to the Greece in the winter then.
I go in the winter.
But only on the water.
There's a span somewhere between like mid-December and mid-February, somewhere in there. There's a real nice couple of weeks.
Yeah. Real nice couple of weeks in which I can lay my eggs on the water.
That's right. That's right. So Ambrose's quote illustrates that this time is not only peaceful and pleasant, but also prosperous. It allows birds to hatch their young and for sailors to work with less risk. Thus, the phrase Halcyon days broadened to mean any period of calm, peace, happiness, prosperity, or success. And it's often been used, I think, as you have gleaned, Kyle, with an air of nostalgia.
Sure.
A time in the past that was full of prosperity. As illustrated by this 1708 quote from a piece by satirical writer Ned Ward, in which a woman muses on, quote, the sorrowful declension of her halcyon days and the post-meridian of her fading beauty.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful language, but sad.
Sad. And a little bit sexist.
This is satirical, you said?
Yes, I couldn't get my hands on the larger piece, so I don't know the context.
Nedward, huh?
Edward Ward.
Is it really Edward Ward?
Yeah.
You said Ned Ward.
He sometimes goes by Ned in some of his writing.
Edward Ned Ward. Why does that sound familiar? I'm thinking of Ed Wood. That's a different thing.
Edward Woodward?
Squidward.
The word halcyon by itself can be used.
You didn't want to continue that?
Nope, just wanted to move on from there. I thought this bit is going nowhere.
I mean, the audience is like really
They've already clicked away.
They're raring for some more.
For some more rambling about people named Edward.
Oh, yeah.
The word halcyon by itself can be used synonymous with halcyon days to mean either a span of nice weather or a happy, prosperous time. For example, 19th century naturalist writer Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote of, quote, these halcyon days which may be looked for with a little more assurance in that pure October weather, referring to that second summer that often occurs in fall.
Oh, okay. I was going to say October isn't really winter yet, Ralph.
No. And funnily enough, oftentimes people talk about the halcyon days of summer because summer has associations of like an idyllic time.
Right, sure.
So the way it's used sort of got away from the original myth.
Season.
Yeah.
Is that called false summer? Is there like...
Well, it's called Indian summer, but that is...
Cut it. Cut it.
That has connections with the phrase Indian giver, which is a bad phrase. So second summer is the safer way to say that.
Second summer. I like second summer.
I kind of don't like when it happens because it feels like I'm just getting ready for fall mood and it's 80 degrees.
Yeah, I want that fall. Don't do that.
I was done with summer. Yeah. We don't need
one
another.
Summer's enough. I'll take a second fall.
Sure, if it gets unseasonably warm in like February.
Yeah, or a second spring, but like summer, winter, one is enough.
Halcyon can also be used as an adjective, I think today that's most common, to describe a time as being characterized by peace, happiness, prosperity, calm, or serenity. Again, often with nostalgia. For example, in John Green's novel Paper Towns, the narrator talks about the sort of anywhere USA quality of interstate highways compared to the halcyon days of yore, back when you could be drenched in local color at every turn.
Ooh. That's a good turn of phrase.
Yeah.
I guess I think of spaghetti junctions as a particularly American Halcyon
Yeah,
nostalgia.
when it's just all franchise restaurants and nothing unique.
Yeah. Honestly, literally, I was talking about combination Taco Bell Pizza Hut the other day, and I was like, remember when we used to have one in our town? Those are the good old days.
Those were the Halcyon days.
Yeah, those are the Halcyon days.
Kyle, that is what I've got on Halcyon, and it seems like you've got a good bead on it.
Emily, I love this episode. Truly, of all of the kind of unique words that I had known of before this podcast, this is one of my favorite. And I knew very little about it, and you filled in so much for me, and it's great. I can't wait for you to ask me to use it in a sentence.
Kyle, use it in a sentence.
Emily, so oftentimes, now that we've been doing this podcast long enough, I sometimes am reminded of the halcyon days of when we were less good at doing this podcast and when we were just getting better at doing this podcast. You know?
Those are halcyon days for you?
Those are halcyon days. Not that these days are worse, but there's like a sort of nostalgic peace knowing that we worked less hard because we didn't realize it could be better.
It was more peaceful in that there was less pressure to be good.
There was less storm, you know?
Yeah. Great sentence. Kyle, would you like to play a game?
Oh, so badly.
Kyle, your game today is called What's in a Name? For this game, I would like to give you some English words derived from characters in Greek mythology. And I would like you to tell me, first of all, who the character is. But second of all, what their name originally meant. Because as with Halcyon, sometimes the story can change the meaning of the word.
Absolutely.
This first one, I think you'll know. Kyle, my first one is narcissism or narcissist.
Yes, I do know. Narcissus
is the character.
Is the character. Wait, do I have to?
Give me the
right?
most broad stroke of who Narcissus is.
Who Narcissus was.
Yeah.
Narcissus is the one who was obsessed with himself and kept looking at himself in a lake, right?
Yes, he fell in love with his own reflection.
With his own reflection. Yeah.
Do you know what his name meant?
Narc. I wonder if narc has like some relation to narcotics.
It does. Wow, Kyle.
And narcotics put you to sleep. Narcolepsy. So does it have something to do with Nick's night, perhaps?
Oh, it's not. You were on the right track right up until you said Nyx.
So just sleep? Did he fall asleep looking at himself?
He did not. So the end of his story involved him transforming into a flower that sat by the side of the water. I was going to
say, I thought there was a flower called a narcissus.
There is. So Narcissus was already the name of that flower before the myth originated. It's another name for a daffodil, is a narcissus.
That's what I thought, yeah.
But that name possibly comes from a root meaning numbness. And that root is connected, is where we get like narcotic. Because the flower does have that property. It has like a numbing property.
Daffodils?
Yeah.
Crazy.
But I think that etymological theory is largely suspect.
Sure. But it's better than anything I could have come up with. So
Better than nothing. Kyle, I'll give you the point for that one because you hit all the right marks.
What a generous judge.
Your next word I have is mentor.
Oh, I feel like I did come across this in researching the podcast. Is it like Mentus? Is it Mentus, the guy?
So his name is Mentor. He was a friend.
It is Mentor.
He was a friend of Odysseus and an advisor to Odysseus's son, Telemachus.
I looked this up. I came across this when we were looking up eponyms.
That makes sense.
And I'm trying to see what I remember. I don't know his story at all, Emily. I could make one up.
No, that's okay. So in this case, the meaning didn't actually change that much. The Greek name likely came from the Proto-Indo-European root men, meaning to think, likely also where we get mental and other words like that. And I think it had a cognate in Sanskrit that meant an advisor, a counselor. It just meant what it has always meant.
All right.
That's okay, Kyle. You can pull it back. I have one more. The last one I have is chaos.
Oh, God, I definitely have to know this. Well, chaos is a Greek god. Like
Goddess. I didn't know that either.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
But like one of the primogenitors, no? Like,
yes.
Like they all come from chaos?
Not necessarily come from, but chaos was the first to come into existence, according to ancient Greek poet Halcyon.
Sure. So chaos, is it related to chasm? Just like emptiness is chaos?
Kyle, yes. Chasm.
Ancient Greek is
exactly
all
right.
the same. It's just like, put the word through a funnel. If you like mumble it, what is it related to?
I cannot believe you got that. Yes. So the Greek word chaos meant something like void or chasm or empty space. Comes from a Proto-Indo-European root meaning to yawn or gape. Because she was the first that came into existence, the goddess Chaos is often framed in opposition to the god Cosmos, who's the personification of the ordered universe.
Right.
And she is like unordered void. Although honestly, what really got us to our modern definition of chaos in this sort of disorganized way is when those concepts were translated into the biblical Genesis.
Sure.
That included more descriptions of a sort of freneticness to the universe before God.
That makes a lot of sense. Because I feel like there's not much actually talking about what life was, like what chaos was in ancient Greek
before,
right?
Yeah.
It's just like it was.
Yeah, but it was void. It was nothingness. Yeah.
That's fun, Emily.
Listen, we get so many words from Greek mythology, and they're all fun.
It's kind of crazy. I mean, listen, we talk about a lot that so much of the English language comes from ancient Greek and ancient Roman Latin, but it doesn't have to, English is a language geographically distant from those areas, and so it's just the way that history has panned out.
Yeah.
To create this lineage of storytelling through our words is insane. Those were halcyon days.
That's right. And that's what every scholar during the Renaissance thought.
Yeah, which is why we then had a lot more words made up in that vein.
Absolutely.
Well, Emily, I had so much fun on this episode. This was truly, I think, 10 years from now, this episode, Halcyon Days
will be
sure.
our Halcyon Days. Thank you, Kyle.
Remember, those of you at home, that you can watch us on YouTube at Butter No Parsnips. You can find Butter No Parsnips on other social media as well, on Facebook and Instagram at Butter No Parsnips Podcast, and on TikTok at Butter No Parsnips. And if you liked today's episode, consider giving us a 5-star rating or review wherever you heard us.
And if you really liked today's episode, consider donating to our Patreon at patreon.com/butternoparsnips. Donating $5 or more gets you exclusive access to Buttered Parsnips, our After Hours podcast.
Thanks so much to all of you. You help us make what we make.
And with that, I've been Emily Moyers.
And I've been Kyle Imperator, and this has been Butter No Parsnips.
Butter No Parsnips is produced by Seth Glicksman, Kyle Imperator, and myself, Emily Moyers. The main and accompanying themes were composed by Kyle Imperator.